Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to our end of season 2 recap episode for History in a Drink. I'm Sean.
And I'm Frank. And as you can see, today we are wearing our National Bohemian masks. Our National Bohemian masks. These were sent to us by Shannon and Bill McZinmeister.
Very dedicated watchers of our thing. We appreciate you guys tremendously.
Exactly.
So
we just wanted to wear them and share them with you guys.
And our pride in Baltimore's finest.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Excellent.
So,
thank you very much, guys. We appreciate it. So we'll take it off so you can hear us a little clearer now.
So we wanted to just go back and talk about the drinks that we had this season. This was a fun season exploring Florida. Unfortunately, we only got to a small portion of the Florida history that we could have. So hopefully we'll come back to this in future seasons and look at some more of the Florida history as we go through and look at and learn more ourselves.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite drink that we had this time?
You know, I had...
Why don't we just do a recap?
Let's do a recap of all. We'll work our way through and then talk about them as we go. So we started off the season. We kind of worked our way from south to north. Mm-hmm. So the farthest point south in Florida is Key West, which is actually, and in the continental U.S. There's actually a point is in Key West. And Key West, our drink was the Rum Runner.
Yep, that was a good one.
That was a good one too. And the Rum Runner was based on the recipe that came out of
Sloppy Joe's.
Sloppy Joe's. So that was it down in Key West. And actually, we ate Sloppy Joe's for dinner that night, too, so it was good. So we talked about the Rum Runner, and then we moved our way up into the Keys, and we talked about how the railroads really made, especially that coast of Florida, but all of Florida.
Right.
And so we talked about, what it was like to travel a railroad, especially in style, and we were drinking Tom Collins's.
Right.
So fancy-like.
And we learned about the Flagler Railroad and the Overseas Railroad, and how it really created the ability to go and enjoy the Keys because it went all the way to Key West.
And so we have basically all these people from up north, Chicago, New York, whatever, that were getting away from the winters and getting away from that and coming down to Florida and basically building up everything from Jacksonville down to Key West, Miami. So then we made our way up into the Miami area, and we talked about how weather influenced Florida and Florida history, and specifically hurricanes.
Yeah, and that week we had 2 hurricanes in the Gulf, which is the first time, I think, in recorded history that they knew that there was 2 hurricanes in the Gulf.
And the craziest thing is now, for all you watching, that hurricane season ends November 1st, which is on...
No, it ends November 30th.
No, it ends November 1st. So November 1st is the end. Yes. So, however,
we don't know about that.
We currently have one in the Gulf right now. So yes. So
we have our fact checkers just
checking on that. So we're gonna find out here in a second and go.
Good.
But I'm gonna tell you that it ends November 1st. Right?
Yeah.
So
whatever.
So Sean's right on that. But it may not because we have hurricanes in the Gulf right now.
You know what? For your victory there, you can drink a busted flush.
I don't know
November 30th.
Oh, son of a...
And you know why I know that?
What?
Because that's my wedding anniversary.
The end of hurricane season. Excellent.
Exactly.
So, well, then we made our way up into Miami, and we talked about Florida authors. And we talked about Tim Dorsey, and we talked about Randy Wayne White, and John D. McDonald, which was the big writer down in Miami at the time, who had the Busted Flush was our drink.
Which was the worst drink that we've made.
Absolutely horrible. I'm not a gin
horrible.
fan, but it was bad.
And it wasn't even just the gin. It was then throw in vermouth, and that was it. And it was just horrible. So yeah.
That was a bad one. So, well, then we came across over the state, and we actually got into Sarasota.
So we spent a little time in Sarasota.
Yes, a little time in Sarasota, but we also talked about, we had some good friends of ours with ties to Mote Marine Laboratory. And we talked about the Shark Lady of Sarasota.
Exactly. And she was one of my heroes growing up, and I remember reading the books about her and everything, and it was just really fascinating. And to know that here's where she started doing her research and stuff like that, we can go and see that.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
And Brett and Lisa even brought to us signed books by her. So it was absolutely awesome. Thank you guys very much. They're in our audience here tonight. So, and we drank the Shark Bites.
Yeah, we made our own version of it. And nobody took us up on us giving you a gift certificate to go try it at that other restaurant here in town. But that's okay. Saved us money. Thanks.
Exactly right. So, all right. Well, then we continue with Sarasota.
Yep.
And we talked a little bit about specifically Sarasota history and how Sarasota almost that close had a chance at a huge political landmark.
Exactly. We
Yeah.
could have been the winter seat of government here in the United States.
Yeah.
And that dumpster fire that's going on up there could have been here
Right here
now.
in the middle of everything going on at the moment right now.
So with the drink we had with that was for Warren G. Harding, and it was Canadian whiskey.
Yep, that was during Prohibition and
Yep.
his time there, and he was a huge fan of Canadian whiskey, so we had a great small batch Canadian whiskey that we were drinking for that.
Yep.
So, and then we moved our way on.
No, we were still.
Oh no,
in
we still stayed in
Sarasota,
Sarasota.
and we
yeah.
had to finish up Sarasota with one of the men who really transformed Sarasota. Actually, two of them.
Yep.
Right.
That was Owen Burns,
Exactly, and John Ringling.
John Ringling, and we talked about John Ringling and specifically the Ringling Hotel, and in its heyday, which was the late 1920s and early 1930s, and how one of the most popular drinks at the time, right there, was the French 75. Which was a very interesting drink and good.
Yep.
Actually had acclaim all throughout the entire world, including some media. We talked about how it was Humphrey Bogart's drink in Casablanca.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was a good one.
Then we moved up to Tampa.
Yep.
And we explored Ybor City and had a good time having some sangria that night.
Yep.
And
Carrot Columbia restaurant.
Exactly.
Yep.
Then we went over to the Space Coast and had our opportunity to have an astronaut.
Oh, what a rough week that was. That
Yep.
was a tough one. So
But we also had Tang. which
Frank drank Tang. I drank the astronauts, and it was not a good week for me.
Yeah.
It was a rough one. No
Yeah.
more astronauts.
And then
And astronauts, I think what did it was the mixture of
I don't know what was.
I don't remember that. That was rum and another liquor, I think, mixed together. What was the mixture?
It was
on that?
gin, I think, in there too.
I don't even know, but it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
So that was a bad one.
And then our last week's drink was the Conquistador, which I'm drinking tonight.
Yep.
Which having the egg whites in it really changed my opinion of having this, and I've been trying other drinks with it, and they're actually pretty good.
It adds like a frothiness to it that you wouldn't really normally expect. So, and I'm actually going a little bit more simple. I'm going back to our small batch Canadian whiskey, and that's what I'm drinking tonight. So, in honor of Mr. Ringling.
Yeah.
Cheers.
No, Mr. Harding.
Oh, Mr. Harding. I'm sorry. That was,
Right.
that was Harding on that. So excellent. So that was a recap of our first season on Florida, which I think went very, very well. But once again, there's a lot of more stuff that we can talk about. So we talked about the future. What are we going to be doing going in the future?
Well, I think for season 3, we might explore drinks that are named after famous people.
So, and not limiting just to Florida. We're talking
Right.
history.
Just history in general, and see what we can find out there and explore that whole thing and do kind of more of a biography season instead of just a history season.
And that's
So,
a great idea.
yeah.
So that'll be our next. We're going to take a couple of weeks off.
Yep.
We've got we got holidays. We got a couple of crazy things too.
And an election.
And an election. Yeah.
I'm drinking heavily next week.
Frank and I are also too talking about possibly in the springtime taking the show on the road, which could be kind of fun. And we actually might do a little bit of a traveling series, a little offshoot one. And
Exactly.
he's got a son in college. I got a son in college. You know how those college towns are. I think we got to go show them how to do it upright.
Exactly. Those boys need to learn how to drink.
Yeah. We'll use our years of experience on that.
Exactly. But the great part about it is one's in North Carolina, one's in Florida, and that time in between, we can go and explore and find some distilleries and breweries.
And we already know where some of them are at, so
Yeah.
it might be a good time for us to go check them out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of great breweries and distilleries between here and there to go and try out, and that is one of our favorite things to do. You guys should take that opportunity as well and go and see what your local breweries have and if there are any distilleries in town, and you're going to find that there are more distilleries around here than you would have thought there were.
But what you also too, like some of the traveling and stuff that Frank and I do, we've talked about being sponsored by people. So one
Yeah.
of the things that we can do is, as we're, if you don't have the time or the energy to travel, let us do it for you, and we'll actually travel. We'll tell you what we're going. We'll tell you about the distilleries,
And we'll bring you
some
stuff
stuff back too for a small fee.
Yeah. No, for a big fee.
For a big fee, it could be that too. So,
Well, we hope you enjoyed season 2,
Yep.
and we will keep you posted on season 3. And there may be some merchandise for season 2 that we are looking to put out. So I have put in an order for T-shirts. So
and thongs. We're gonna have thongs.
really,
Frank's gonna model them.
you can do that, Bert.
All right, maybe not.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I have a job working for the school district. I am not walking around in a thong.
All right.
So, all right. So, we'll have some T-shirts up here, and I'll post some pictures of them and stuff like that. And if you guys want to purchase those, you're more than welcome to. And we hope that you can share us around Sarasota by wearing them.
We're also we're getting ready to change. We're gonna have some old episodes on YouTube too. Correct? Yep.
Yep. So I have been converting some of them from Facebook Live onto YouTube, and I will let everybody know when those are up, and so you can watch both season 1 and season 2 will be available, and you can binge watch all you want.
Excellent. All right. Well, to
All right.
everybody else, thank you for watching season 2, and cheers.
Cheers.